Welcome back, guys. I did a new circuit. I took the very first one that we did in electrical video number 1, and I added a receptacle or an outlet to the right side of it. Remember, an outlet is just the device that you plug things into, okay? Now, it was a pretty simple transformation just to add this outlet. All I had to do was add another piece of 14.2 Romex and then connect the wires respectively to the color terminals they belong on and to the other wires that they correspond to. So you can see right here, I took my black hot wire from the source and I combined it with the black hot wire that's going here to the outlet, okay? So that gave me a continuous electrical charge to the outlet, all right? I have to do that before I get to the switch so that I'm confident that the outlet will have power all the time. If I did it after the screw or on this wire right here, then this receptacle would be governed or worked by this switch. And I don't want that to be the case at all. I want the switch to only correspond to the light fixture and have nothing to do with the power to go to the outlet, okay? So, after I did that, I took the white neutral wire from the source and combined it with the white neutral wire that goes to the light fixture and the white neutral wire that goes to the outlet, okay? And I put them on their respective colors. The white neutral is going here to the silver terminal on the outlet. The gold is corresponding to the black. And the same here with the light fixture. I've got my black hot wire attached to the gold terminal. And then on this side, I have my white neutral wire connected to the silver terminal. Now, as far as the grounds go, I'm not going to really cover that because, like I said before, I think you guys are able to figure out where the grounds are, and I'm not requiring them to be in the drawings that you do either. Okay, so the only other thing I'll show you, and we'll probably have to get a bit of a close-up on it, is that inside this handy box, you'll notice that I have a red wire net. The reason I did that, I told you before that we would only use yellow wire nets in our project, but I ended up with 5 ground wires after I connected this, and I didn't want to reroute the ground wires and change things so that I could use a yellow wire net, so I just used a red because a red accepts 5 easily. Actually, I think I can go up to about 7 with a red. Okay, now, I'll set that aside and let you guys look, if I can get a close-up of the drawing here. This is the drawing for this particular circuit, okay? And you can see here that I made a legend for the drawing, and then I just wrote a letter that corresponds to each part that's in the drawing. So if you noticed, A is a 14.2 Romex. Okay, and if you look over on the drawing, you can see A here, which is my 14.2 Romex. You can see A here, which is my 14.2 Romex. And I just noticed I forgot to put one down here. So I'll go ahead and do that because we know the source is 14.2 Romex also. And then likewise, I put B, and I drew two parallel lines that indicates a neutral wire because it's got that white space in between. It could be a neutral wire or it could be a plain white wire. It just depends on how you hook it up. In this particular circuit, it's a neutral wire throughout the circuit, so I left it that way. And then I labeled that with a B, and then correspondingly, I put my B at every place where I have a neutral wire. And so on and so forth. C for my hot wire, and you can see that I have C indicated everywhere where I have a hot wire. The only thing, and then obviously D is a yellow wire net, you should be able to figure that out. The only thing that's different in this that I really kind of didn't cover in the video was the jumper. That would be E. The only place in this particular circuit that we have a jumper is down here where we took off from the black hot wire. And we also had to have that black hot wire go over to the outlet. Now remember, I told you that those two black hot wires could go together, but they can't come together off of this terminal on the switch. Because if they were, let's say, if these wires were going to the terminal on the switch, then this, my outlet, would be governed by my switch. And I don't want that to be the case. So I have to have these two wires, these two hot wires, independent of my switch. And I'll make sure I put the C on that also. So E is my jumper, which is just right here. It's the short black wire coming from these two hot wires to my switch. That gives my switch power, but it also lets my receptacle have power independently of my switch. Okay? Now, the rest of them are pretty straightforward. F, the light fixture, and G, the outlet. Now what I did so that there wouldn't be any confusion is I went ahead and wrote out gold on each of my gold terminals on both the light fixture and the receptacle, so I wouldn't have G's on those and also a G in my legend. So I just spelled that out as gold. Single pole switch right here, which was H, and that pretty much covers the project, guys. So what I want you to do is make sure you do this drawing and have it in your notes, because you're going to need that when we do our test next week. And I think I'm going to go ahead and give you the test on Friday, so that you'll have a good part of, let's say, 3 or 4 actual class days before it's due. So that way when we meet in Zoom, if you have any questions, you'll be able to ask them. The test is going to be, pretty much determining your grade. Okay, so now is the time. If you haven't done well up to this point, now is the time to turn everything around. If you've done well up to this point, continue with it, and hopefully you'll get an A for the first quarter. Okay, that'll do it for today, and thank you guys. We'll see you. Bye.